favourite time of the day for 2 reasons. Number 1, time to bury myself in the fucking gym and have a good time. And number 2, triple espresso, baby. Little taste test whilst we're in. Around about 200 milligrams of caffeine going down pre-workout. Got my non-stim for today. Today is back day, all day. Back, rear delts, bicep, however you want to call it. I was sort of thinking about what to talk. Oh, we've got undercover feds coming past us now. It's always the case. I had undercover feds the other day. What are they driving? For anyone who doesn't know, Volvo. They're driving a Volvo grey. Let's see if they get past me. God, please don't stop me. Please don't stop me. There we go. V60 Volvo undercover feddies. Remember that, Georgie boy. As if I'm going to sit there and remember that. So yeah, back day today. I was thinking about what to talk about before going into the gym, and I wanted to call myself out, really. I think that's the main thing that I wanted to do here, is because after seeing Vicky over the weekend, she called me out on something, and I was like, oh shit, yeah. At first I was a little bit defensive about it, a bit ego-driven, but then started to reflect upon it, and I was like, yeah, you know what, George? She's right. And Vicky's always right. Your female in your life is always right, regardless of whether you think they're wrong. They are probably 99% of the time, if not 100% of the time, right. And that is my food focus. It's gone up quite considerably recently. Now, I'm not doing anything fucking stupid. I'm not like binging or going off plan. That's never an option, ever. But little things that I'm noticing is like how I'm presenting my food. Adding a little bit more extra vegetables into my diet, which I know sounds, whoa, George, steady fucking on, lad. Steady fucking on. I know it's not like the end of the world, but little things like that, I know that my food focus is getting higher. Even little things like willing to experiment with different foods. So I'm kind of like, oh, you know what, I might actually add something else in now, because I want to try and add a little bit more volume or get a little bit more out of my my food. Does that make sense? We've all been there, we've all done it. And whilst that, isn't a bad thing, because I, much rather replace something that's going to add a little bit more volume than binging, absolutely. Those sort of things start by something really, really small, but they end up really, really big. You'll notice that with anyone who like binges or goes off plan, it doesn't actually just start off by just fucking, oh, you know what, fuck it, just hell breaks loose. It starts off days, if not weeks before you start doing little things that add up to that bigger sort of picture, right? And I'm noticing as well that I am like spending like way more time eating, and I don't want to be, what's the word I'm looking for, like irritate, it's not the right word, but I kind of want to eat in silence. And if anyone's trying to talk to me whilst I eat, I'm kind of like, fuck off, like I want to eat in silence, I want to be on my own sort of thing. All those little things are little ways in which you are sort of, not self-sabotaging yourself, but you're not helping yourself, okay? And I just wanted to call myself out at this at the beginning of the video, because it's something that I do often find myself getting very close to my shows. I start noticing when I get, of course, hungrier, leaner, I then start doing these weird and wacky things. And me calling myself out only keeps me accountable and allows me to work on this, because I do want to work on it, because like I said, I'm not ever going to binge or go off plan, but it's not something that I really want to, have, and it only gets progressively worse and worse and worse, and I don't want to be like a week out and I'm just like totally food driven for everything that I'm doing. So what am I going to do about it is a good question. Probably no one asked that, but I'll ask it for myself. I'm not going to change a single thing, because I was contemplating, I had a square bar in my last meal, and that square bar is 140 calories, and I was thinking, oh, you know what, a caramel Snacker Jack rice cake, I can have about 2.5 of those, and that's way more volume compared to the square bar, which has gone in 2 mouthfuls. In fact, even three Snacker Jacks are about 150 calories, so it's the same calories as one square bar, and I'm thinking, oh, I can get more out of that. But it's just stupid, like nothing needs to change. Like what I'm doing right now is working, and often not we try and change something when it's not necessarily broken, so I just want to keep things the exact same. So I'm just gonna take a deep breath, allow myself to remember that, I'm in control of this. Hunger is just a feeling, it's not something you need to take action upon. And crack the fuck on. You've done it before, you can do it again. Light work, baby. But yeah, I'm human. I sometimes come across like I am this person that's not absolutely perfect, because I'm far from perfect, but I come across someone who doesn't have struggles or issues in prep and it all seems very easy for me. It's really not. I do have my moments, I do have my ups and downs, just like absolutely everyone, but when you call yourself out on certain situations, well, especially when I call myself out on certain situations, it makes me be more accountable and do something about it. So yeah, I'll keep tabs of that. And unfortunately, when you spend a little bit of time on your own, like obviously I didn't see Vicky for 2 weeks, which is the longest I've not ever seen her for. You know, you start to pick up on these little things, and that's one thing that she picked up on with myself, which I didn't even realise, if I'm being totally honest with you, because that's what happens in prep. You just kind of like don't really know what happens on a day-to-day basis, if I'm being honest with you. Anyway, bad day. I'm going to head down to Gritness today, simply because it's a little bit closer. I mean, obviously going over to Wellington Garden City, but that's like 45-minute drive, depending on traffic on the way back. And after my last session, the leg day with the RDL, it took me through back roads, and I really had to focus on my driving. You know when you're monged out after training and you have to like really focus on your driving, going down like these country lanes that were really narrow, very zigzaggy. I just wanted to sit back and just fucking mong out and drive and just, you know, we just turn up to the location, like how the fuck did I get here? I wanted a bit of that, but I couldn't, because I had to focus on where I was going. I didn't know where I was going because it was taking through the back road. So when I go to Gritness, it's just straight down the M1, straight back up the M1. So I can do that post-workout when I'm feeling a little bit like fucked after the session. So today's session is going to be, it's just going to be rows and pull downs really. That's the variations that are pretty much all to do with back, just rows, pull downs, and just having some fun with it. Like I said, I just need to be mindful of how much I am doing, because I have been a little bit sorer recently, and I definitely am leaner. So my scale weight hasn't moved much recently, but I have got significantly leaner, especially for the glutes and hamstrings. Like I caught myself in the mirror earlier when I was getting changed, and I was like, hello glutes. Glutes are entering the chat now, which is exciting. So you know you're getting lean when the glutes start to come in. Well, for me anyway. So yeah, it's just a case of just preserving as much muscle as we can, strength as we can, and not digging ourselves into a massive hole, because like I said, if I want to present my best physique, that's not going to be fucking inflamed and fucking stringy looking, you know. And just the more you dig in terms of fatigue, the harder it is to come back. And sometimes after dieting for a long period of time, being lean, lower foods, sometimes you can't get it back. And the best thing you can do to recover from that is actually just gaining body weight and going into an off season and spending time recovering post prep, rather than fucking trying to do anything fancy with your peak, because you've done the damage now, and it's kind of like you can't really rectify it in this moment of time without obviously going the opposite way. So yeah, I'm just going to be very mindful with things now. Of course we're going to fucking fully send it, like come on now, when am I ever going to not send it? Like I will send it until the fucking, I'll send myself into the ground, but just how much of that I do is the questionable thing right now. And then I've got cardio afterwards, so I might record that, I might not. I don't know if anyone enjoyed that last time. It was a bit weird. I wasn't really talking anyway, I was just doing the cardio, but I might include it, have a little chat about cardio at some point, and then we'll do some posing as well, because posing is always something that we can practice more and more of. I'm not the best poser out there in the world. I actually don't really enjoy posing huge amounts. Like it's not something that I fucking like, oh yeah, buzzing to pose post-workout, you know, like fucking, I just want to get home and eat, to be honest with you. That's sort of where I'm at most of the time. But daily posing, just doing something is better than nothing. And like I said, you put all the hard work into your prep, you don't want that to then, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, you step on stage and you think, fuck, I wish I practiced posing more, you know. You put all the hard work in the day-to-day, the sacrifices, the hunger, the fatigue, all of that sort of thing, to then get let down by your posing. And like I've always said on the channel, that could be the difference between first and second place. So even if it's just 5 minutes of posing post-workout, it's better than doing absolutely nothing, okay? Luckily the motorway is not too busy today, so I won't be queuing hopefully on the way back. It's Easter holidays, I don't know. I notice when kids are off school, I'm like, I swear kids are just always off school nowadays. Like when I go walking about, like during term time, I'm like, shouldn't these kids be at school? But I don't think anyone goes to school anymore. I remember being always in school. Like there was no time off when I was at school, and now I just see like kids having 2 weeks off, and I was thinking, I can't remember having 2 weeks off at school other than the summer holidays. But anyway, that is the worst conversation I could possibly have with you guys right now. Let's get in there. I'll see you for the top fucking set. Let's go, Geordie boy. All right, before we get into the fun stuff, I wanted to show you an exercise that JP, trained by JP, did years ago, and it's called Find Your Lats. So you can do this on like a cable machine. All you just need is just a cable and a D handle. If you've got like a dual cable one, even better. But basically what you do is you just literally just perform a single arm cable row. So all I'm doing here is I'm just driving the elbows down towards the hips, keeping that torso fixed, and I'm just squeezing my lats. It's a good way just to switch on the lats, okay? I also want to think about actually slightly semi-Newton. What the fuck did I? Semi-Newton, that's a new one. Semi-Nate, what the fuck? Supinate, there we go. Fuck, what the fuck? Supinate my wrist ever so slightly and drive down like that, okay? And it's just all lat work like that, like 10, 15 reps of that. And honestly, your lats will be on fire afterwards. So it's just a good way just to get those lats, can't even fucking speak today, lats activated before we go into the fucking fun stuff. So try this if you struggle to connect with your lats. It's a good exercise to get them firing. First set of the day, let's make it a fucking good one. I'm using the attachment that I used the other week for rows. What I like about this is shoulder width, so it's perfect. Really hits a nice spot. So, like I said, if you got one of these, take advantage of it. Always wear straps as well. Like, I have to tell clients off for this. They send me through training footage, and I'm like, you're trained to failure, and you want to push yourself to your limits, but your grip is the limiting factor for you to do that. And if you think about it, like, look how big your forearm muscle is compared to your lats or your traps. So much smaller, so they're going to fatigue a lot quicker, right? It just makes sense. So, let's fucking get into it, Geordie boy. As I always say, may not be the biggest, may not be the strongest, but I can definitely work the hardest. And that's something within my control. Before I went back to Spain, I was packing my bag and I was like, where the fuck are my straps? And I just went over to the bucket there with all like gym attachments and stuff, and I fucking found them, didn't I? I ordered some new ones yesterday, so these are the 1MR ones, like the cappuccino, like the coffee range they've got. You can use Born 10 in the description if you want to get some. Not that it's going to make a fucking difference anyway, but yeah, these are the best straps that I've ever used, I must admit. They're really fucking good, so I'm so happy now that I found them, because I had some backup ones which are just shit. And you know when you've got like an attachment to certain straps? That's me all over. Like, I've got to have the same strap. So yeah, day has been made because now I've found these and I can actually fucking feel like I can work out properly. So should be a good fucking training session then. Ooh.
I'll show you an example of a warm-up set and how it should look. So earlier in the training sessions, I always do more warm-up sets, and then as I get deeper into the training session, I might do 1 or 2, or if it's like a rear delt fly, I'll just go straight into it. Like, I don't need to warm up at that point. But this is just a prime example. So this is my second warm-up set, and all I'm simply going to do, strap up, play around with the setup, figure out what feels good, figure out what doesn't feel good, and then fucking go for it. That's it. Now I decided to use this attachment because I usually avoid like wider attachments because I'm not strong, which is stupid really, because it doesn't really matter. The main thing is are you training hard? Are you pushing yourself? That's all that matters. Nobody cares how much you're lifting on stage. No one gives a shit about that. All they care about is how much muscle you've got. And yes, obviously big, strong, of course you want to be that, but don't avoid movements that you are weak at. So this is a movement that I know I'm weak at. So typically I like to feed my ego and do something that I'm stronger at, which is a more of a narrower grip. But I'm telling myself today, do the shit that you don't want to do. Not what you want to do, but do the harder shit, because that's certainly going to pay off. And remember, it's a weakness for a reason. Let's get fucking into it. That was hard, but good. Fuck, man, he dropped off so quickly then. That's the issue with prep, is you start off well, but then you crumble very, very quickly. And that was me crumbling then. I thought first 4 or 5, yeah, decent. Could get 10 here. 6, 7, 8, fuck. We're mashed. I have gone for an absolute outrageous vest, which is a little bit different to what I usually would go for. Like, I do feel a little bit insecure in this. Like, this is not my type of vest at all. Like, look at that. Like, I would never wear an open back like that. It's just weird seeing myself in one of these, because I used to be a person that never wore like vests in the gym. But as I've built some confidence over the years, I've started to, yeah, this is from Able. I really like their clothing, I do. So I decided to get this, and yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put my top on back. I'm gonna put my top back on for a little bit, but you know, them ones where you wear like a new vest, but you don't know what it's gonna look like, so you're a little bit apprehensive to wear it. That's me right now. So I'll get a bit more of a pump, and then we can hopefully rock this look a little bit more. But yeah, I've been buying loads of their clothes recently because the quality is really good. It fits well, and it's sort of I don't know, I just feel like I wear the same sort of stuff, you know, so I just wanted something a little bit different. So, because I always wear these Gar stuff. I've had this since like 2021. So, and they're really good. Like, don't get me wrong, like, how many times I've washed this, God knows. It hasn't come off, it hasn't worn out or anything. These are some of the best clothes I've ever bought in terms of just washing and keeping it fresh and stuff like that. And I like the oversized look, but I'm just kind of like, I'm in prep right now. Like, fucking come on, like, show off the hard work, Georgie boy. You've worked hard for it, you know? So, right, up next is my favorite machine of all time, the Prime Low Row. So this time I'm going to go for more of a narrower grip rather than a wider grip. So when it comes to your back training, think about hitting as many different angles as you can, okay? The more angles you can hit, more the back you're going to hit, and probably more likely some more growth. So let's get this fucking moving, Georgie boy. Come on then. Yep. Yes!
And give me what I need, the prince. Because you ain't seen the world yet. Rock the pearl yet, rock the process. Do the pearl yet. My style, when you on profile, girl, smile. Little chick back like a little bitch. Bring that, you can drink some Hennessy. And we get it on. Man, we've been running the ball, showing quantities. Me and you lean, got feelings. I want to get to you, go right. So, yeah, I like it like that. You know how I feel.
Put the fucking mic on.
This set feels so good that I'm just going to do a third set. And the thing I think about here is that if something feels really good and like you're connecting with it and it just feels amazing every single time you do it, like, just stay on it then, because sometimes you run the risk of then going on to another exercise and then you don't connect with it, or you lose your pump, or you lose your focus. Like, if someone tells me, look, I want to stick on, you know, 4 or 5 sets on this exercise because I really enjoy it and I connect well with it, great. As long as they're progressing, recovering and doing what they need to be doing, then in my opinion, not a problem. So what I'm going to do on this third set is I'm just going to go for a wider angle. But obviously, we're being chest supported, I can brace against the pad a little bit more, so it's very similar to the other movement, just more of a pronated grip rather than a neutral grip. So again, I'm going to be targeting a little bit more of the back as well. So yeah, this just feels on the money, so I'm just going to just stay on it, just continue doing it until I feel like I need to move on, which for usually me will be like the third set anyway. Same with leg days, start with your weaker side first and then go on to your stronger side. So my left lat is weaker than my right, so we'll start with the left. Fuck. Ooh. When you're doing single arm stuff as well, give yourself at least 30 seconds going into the other arm, because when you're pushing yourself to failure, there is no way in hell you can push yourself to failure on the other arm as well as you can. So that 30 seconds is just going to give you an opportunity to reset and fucking get straight into it. Especially when every set counts, you know? I want to make it fucking count. I don't want to fucking flag because I didn't give myself enough rest. Hup. Just a little assist there on the last sort of ones. Just so, because I'm not going to be able to get short, I can just have the eccentric. Little things you can add like that to make it a little bit harder for yourself. Fuck. Oh. That's back done. That was good then. I really like that. I think about my pinkies. Any lat movement that you're doing, just think about pulling through your pinky. Fucking beautiful. All right. Favorite spot in the gym. See if I'm in check here. Yeah, okay. Oh, I am so much leaner since last week. Fuck. Yeah. When I get a chest pump tomorrow, I'll be fucking buzzing about that, I tell ya. Woo. Yeah. Not bad. Still fat from the back, but that'll come. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Like an anatomy book.
Say again?
Like an anatomy book.
Get in there. Get in there. I appreciate it. Probably look like an anatomy book. I'll take that. Get in there. Front double bicep. Front lat spread. I'm happy. It's the first time in a long time I've been happy with the way I'm looking and how things are moving. Honestly, my scale weight hasn't even changed. That's the thing. My scale weight has stayed the exact same, but I'm just so much leaner. I've not changed anything at all. No extra drugs, no extra clay, nothing's changed. But I'm just leaner. I'm fucking happy. Whew. Right, let's get on some rear delts. Stop posing. We'll pose afterwards. Fuck. Right, some meathead curls now. My favorite. Just fucking curl. Yeah. So when it comes to your arm work, best bit of advice is just stick to the fucking exercises that you enjoy and get on with the most. If you come off an exercise and you don't feel it, don't fucking do it. No, there's nothing fucking special to it. I think the key thing that I've learned over the years of coaching and fucking people with weaker arms, frequency. Arms are a smaller muscle group compared to like your quads, right? So you can get away with doing it more frequently. So if you want to improve your arms, I'd recommend doing at least twice a week and then see how you get on with that. And if you still find them a weakness, try 3 times a week. And what you can do is you can tag some extra work at the end of like a leg day. I'd probably do it at the beginning of a leg day. So like a bicep curl, a tricep press down, then go into your leg days. I never really recommend doing it at the end because, I don't know about you, but when I train legs, I want to go fucking home afterwards. I don't want to be again training arms. I'm just going to be going through the motion. So if you want to get the most out of it, do it at the beginning, okay? And yeah, that's it. That's it, really. And just be fucking consistent and just eat in a surplus and do the shit that you should be doing in the first place. That's my main advice. Oh, that doesn't count. That's some bullshit rep there. All right, show you a proper look at the back as we're here. Relax, Fred. Not bad. Beautiful. Become a bit chatty in the gym, I have. I'm normally not like a social person. You may have seen me in the gym a few times if you're a subscriber, and you probably look at him thinking, yeah, he's not approachable, I'm probably not going to say hello. But I've made a real effort over the last couple of months now to just talk more. Just talk and have a conversation, because I actually am quite a chatty person when I want to be. Not when I'm like mid-training session, like talk to me like before or afterwards, I've got no problems. As long as we're not speaking too much before, you know. Afterwards, no problem, I'll speak to someone for like an hour. I just spoke to someone for about 30 minutes then, which was nice. It's just nice to talk. Anyway, that was a good session. I wanted to finish this part off by saying that I am not logbooking at the moment. I haven't done since I've been sort of back and forth from Spain to here. I found myself doing that in 2024 as well. I found myself not really tracking my numbers. And the reason behind that is just because like I am pretty experienced now where I know what's what. If I was a beginner, I probably would track my numbers more closely, to be honest with you. Like if I was in my earlier parts of my bodybuilding journey, I would want to be more aware of those sort of things. But as I become more advanced, I don't need to, you know, be too OCD about my logbook and if I'm progressing or if I'm not progressing. Like I know by now after doing this for so long whether I'm doing that. So yeah, I do. I'm not saying I don't like the logbook. I do love the logbook. I'm a big fan of it, you know, for most part, especially in the off season, the growth phase. Like that's where I'm like really like obsessive about the logbook. But at the same time, like I think sometimes you can get like too attached to it, and especially in a prep where you are going to get weaker, you are going to just drop off strength quite considerably. Like sometimes a lot of people have like a negative attachment to that logbook, and all of a sudden they're dictating the whole session on whether they're progressing or not. And I sometimes try and say to people that, look, you know, it's inevitable where you are getting shredded and you're losing weight and you're getting stage lean. Like you will drop off. Like to get in shape, you have to unfortunately see that drop off. But that doesn't mean you're losing muscle. Okay, cool, you want to stay as strong as you can, right? But at the same time, like some of the best bodybuilders in the world do not logbook. Most bodybuilders who are bigger than most of the people that logbook don't logbook. If that makes any sense, I don't know if that made any sense. So yeah, if you're quite attached to the logbook in your preps and you're like, well, I've dropped 5 kilos and 2 reps today, this means that I'm not going to have a good training session, or you know, that's put me in a bad mood. You're like, oh, here we go again. You know, it's like the first exercise, first set, and you're already thinking in that sort of way. You're already going to set yourself up for a fucking shit session. So sometimes in those situations, you've just got to detach or just ditch the logbook.
just focus on just having a good fucking quality session. And to be honest with you, since I've been doing that, my sessions have been far more enjoyable because I've not necessarily attached myself to certain exercises that I'm doing in the gym. Does that make sense? So normally when I'm logbooking, I'm like, right, I need to do this, that. Whereas right now I'm like, okay, cool, that machine's taken, I'm just going to do something else. Okay, cool, this is taken, I'm going to do something different. Or I go, cool, you know what, I fancy doing something a little bit different today. Like, it's just been enjoyable, less pressurizing, and funny enough, like my numbers really haven't dropped off considerably, which is cool. So yeah, try not get too attached to the logbook. I'm very interested to see what my scale weight will be over the next sort of couple of days, because I believe I am going to hit some new lows, because I was looking at myself, and without sounding too big-headed, like, I am looking good. Like, this is the first time I've looked at myself and I'm like, not in shock, because I know through my hard work and my efforts and everything that I put in on a day-to-day basis, like, I should look like this, you know? Like, it's not a coincidence that I look the way that I do, because I put the fucking work in, day out, you know? Simple as that. Like, if you do the work, years upon years upon years, you will look a certain way for it. Like, I'm not surprised by that, but I'm just surprised, like, how much progress I actually have made since even 2024, like, there's a level of like maturity to my physique now, I think, because I'm getting a little bit older, 29 next month. Oh, this month, fuck. 1st of April today, this month. 2 weeks, shit. Fuck. Oh, life is over, guys. Anyway, what I was saying, yeah. It's level of maturity, but also like in my off seasons, like I don't look like I lift. And when I get like, well, I say I don't look like I lift. I don't feel like I look like I lift. Obviously, I look like I lift, but it's like a drastic difference from where I am in prep versus my off season. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Oh, my mic is not fucking plugged in properly. There we go. Mic in, testing, 1, 2, 3. Sorry if the mic was fucked up then. But yeah, it's quite interesting to see how my body changes throughout prep. So yeah, I've got nothing else to say. There's traffic here now, so can't fucking wait to be stuck in traffic on the M1. I've come back at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is the worst time. How long is it taking me? 29 minutes to get home. 15-minute traffic jam. Fuck. So we'll see you guys for push day tomorrow, and what we'll do is we'll do a full physique update. Full one, like in front of the camera, get the kit off, show what we're really looking like at this moment of time. So I'll see you tomorrow.